So this is Chuck and Mash. I got my co-host here, Chuck, and I'm going to hit him just out of left field with a question. What do you think is going to happen with the not just Republicans, not just conservatives, but the hardcore MAGA individuals, specifically those who have been disowned by their children as the decades go on? Now, what I want you to envision, because many of these people have disowned their parents because of their political views, because they've taken up this borderline religious ideology of Donald Trump, and their kids don't talk to him no more. They don't come over for Thanksgiving dinner. There's literally hundreds of videos that I can send you about these parents reaching out, trying to get help about their kids disowning them and going no contact. What's going to happen to them as time goes on, as they get older, and now they're going to end up having to go into care facilities. These care facilities, which are now going to be understaffed, underfunded, because it's no longer a profession. It's no longer considered a profession because of Donald Trump. What do you think the senior care for these individuals is going to be like in the future?
Okay, well, wow, you're right. That really was left field.
Yeah, that's a good one.
But okay, so there's a couple of arguments here. And there's a couple of arguments that I can see from either way. Now, this is on the fly. I'm thinking as I go because you did just spring that on me. First of all, I think that the MAGA movement isn't going anywhere. Not in yours and mine's lifetime. Now, you're more the historian, in our dynamic here. Maybe, at a later time, you could explain or think about as part of my open-ended answer that I'm giving you. What did people think of Nixon whenever there was an impeachment and he was brought out? I know there still had to be some diehard Nixon people that were like, he didn't do this or he should be able to do this. And I think every time people talk about MAGA and this whole thing, the only thing I can do is resort back to Nixon because he was the only person successfully impeached before Donald Trump.
Well, he resigned before the impeachment process was finished.
Which I would have.
Now
our president would have done already too.
He was very polarizing. There were many people that backed him 100% no matter what, and their stance was he was doing what he needed to do. He was doing what was right. And the difference is they believed in Nixon, whereas these people worship Trump.
Okay.
You never saw anybody with head to toe Nixon merchandise.
Right. But we're not in the day of age where I can get on Amazon and do a personalized logo and crank this out within 3 days either.
Yeah.
So, the means may not have been there back then. The ideology might have been, though. I know no one worshiped Nixon like they do Trump now. I mean, we haven't seen a cult like this since Manson. We haven't seen a cult like this since,
that
Hitler.
one Asian dude.
I know they keep saying we need to quit bringing up Hitler, but, quit bringing up the exact
Jim Jones. Jim Jones.
Jim Jones, thank you.
David Koresh.
Right.
But, again, though, like I said...
You're talking about specifically their care.
Specifically, as the years go on, and of course we get older, our bodies break down. You will need care,
right.
And I do believe that a lot of these children of these individuals are not going to come back. Their stance is going to be: you made this bed, you lie in it. So what's going to happen to them? And these care facilities, because again, they're going after Social Security. A lot of these care facilities run off Social Security money.
Right.
What's going to end up happening? And again, it's going to be even shorter staffed than what it is now, because now that he's used executive order to somehow magically declare that it's not an actual profession, nobody's going to be going into that field anymore. What's going to happen to them when they get older and need care?
Okay. So I actually think kind of opposite of what you're saying. I think that whenever the rubber meets the road on a lot of these policies, we do have ways of working them out. I think that, people love their mom and dads. Yes, they're no contact whenever they're actually, there and in their MAGA bullshit and so polarizing in the, political, spectrum. All that's going to die down. Once Trump dies, once all this starts to kind of die down, there's still going to be MAGA. MAGA's going to be here from now on.
There will always be somebody who grasps onto it and
they
will
are.
never
Just
let
like
go.
Vance is going to hold on to that same message. He's going to try to do it. Hopefully it just starts kind of going back towards our Constitution. But I think in the long run, we're going to find ways. When reality meets the road, all of these talking points, even these liberal talking points of, yes, they're going after Social Security. Yes, they're saying that, your profession isn't a profession anymore. It's not going to stop people from going into that profession. They're still going to go into that profession. It just may not be seen, by CNN as, professional. It may not be seen as this and that as far as getting their, this had to do with them being able to get government loans and things, right? We're not going to stop that profession. It's only going to get, everything's more expensive. I think the care is definitely going to go down. I don't think that there's going to be as many people, I don't know that that's going to be so much a factor of, hey, yeah, I'm going to throw you in a nursing home because fuck you, you're MAGA.
Will there be a nursing home to throw them
right. into? And that's the good point there. Because right now, even more than that, you can talk about Donald Trump's policies. You can blame all this on Biden because, he's got to fix everything from Biden, right? But the reality is these kids can't buy their own house. Right now, they can't even pay their own electricity bill. Do you think they can subsidize putting their parents into a nursing home as well?
Well, even without the nursing home, even if, say, group homes where somebody's got a home where it's got multiple bedrooms, and those bedrooms, each one of them's got multiple beds in there, and we're just trying to house these people just to keep them off the streets. I do really, truly wonder what the future is going to be like for these people when they get older in life.
Well, I guess, to finalize that, I do believe that the restrictions, the things that this government is doing right now with Social Security and the way they are taking this economy, the way we are completely going against any type of, government programs and safety nets that we do have, I think that is definitely going to impact all of this. As far as it actually being a MAGA thing and people actually waking up and saying, hey, you know what? Nah, you voted for this, so I'm just going to go let you die. I don't necessarily see that. I think that when the rubber meets the road, we still find a way to do what we can for them. Obviously, it's not going to be as good because of the attack that we've had from this. But when it comes down to actual liberal people throwing their parents in a nursing home and saying, fuck off, I don't think that's actually how we believe as, a belief system being liberal.
Well, the reason why I brought it up is because I've been seeing more and more and more and more of these, not just videos, but even Reddit threads about children disassociating from their parents. And many of them like, oh, well, they wrote me a letter and it said 80% of it is because of politics and the other 20% is because you're narcissist. And like, people will never own their own behavior. They will never own their own toxicity. And as I see this more and more and more, I legitimately started wondering what is going to happen in the long run in those specific instances.
Right.
And then I started thinking about, well, they're systematically destroying the whole senior care system as it is. And I had a question: what's going to happen? And I had to ask somebody.
And the only way, like I say, I definitely have to agree. But I guess my answer is we're just going to have to see.
All right. If you want to throw in on this conversation, I am all ears. I want to know what you think about it. I want to know what you think the future might hold. If you are one of the children that have disassociated from your parents because of toxicity, because of politics, because of any reason, please get in the comment section and let me know what you think may happen in the future.